As the crypto market's heating up, you guys have came to me with a bunch of very interesting questions. Some of you guys asked me about more information on GameSwift. We're going to give you that, more information on Litlabs. We're also going to talk about how we find these low cap gems and what we actually look for in the tokenomics. Now, tokenomics has been something that has been very, very important. I'm going to give you some tools on that. Now, I want to say before we get any further into this video, slow down a little bit. For a lot of people, you don't have to FOMO into the market right now. Now, if you've been watching this channel, we've been saying collect your altcoins slowly over the last year and a half, and this entire year we've seen that some of those coins have gone up. But remember, crypto still goes in its phases. So the first thing we see is that Bitcoin gets hype, Bitcoin gets everyone's attention. That'll be phase one. Then we move into some of the mid cap coins. We see Solana has a lot of hype right now. The SUI chart looks great right now. AVAX, everyone's talking about AVAX. Then we work our way down into our low cap coins, which is what we love talking about because that is where the most risk and the most reward is. And then we get into those micro cap coins where a bunch of those are like somewhat of a gamble, but this tends to play out over a longer period of time. Also, the charts have been moving straight up. We haven't seen a pullback yet, and we will see a nice pullback. What I'm noticing is that the volatility is just taking a little bit longer to play out, as where when I got in crypto, we've seen Bitcoin go 20% on a day. Now it's taking maybe a week to do that 20%, and then it takes a week to go that 20% the other way, or maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, sometimes even a month. But overall, the charts do look very nice, and we do seem like we're in a bull run where the things are picking up. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more information on how to manage these cryptocurrency waters. So first things first, let's talk about GameSwift. So shout out to the subscriber who said, hey, give me more information on GameSwift. He had a couple of questions about the tokenomics and the fully diluted market cap. So when we look at GameSwift right now, we can see that the market cap is still undervalued, in my opinion, at 25 million. I think GameSwift could easily 4x from here. Not sure how long that will actually take for it to do that, but I think it could 4x from here. But the fully diluted market cap, I want to explain to you guys a little bit more about why I ignore that completely. Because when you click on what it is, it says the fully diluted valuation is a theoretical capitalization of the coin's entire supply. So basically it's saying if all of this inflation happened tomorrow, what would the market cap have to be to keep this price the same? So when you see this market cap at 626, that doesn't mean, hey, this has any type of valuation or value. Just ignore this, basically, unless you see that like this is really far apart right here. You see 25 million, and then the fully diluted is 626 million, and then you see the circulating supply is a lot lower than the max supply. Then the next thing you can do is come on to CoinRank and see when these tokens are going to be unlocked. And what we're seeing is right now on GameSwift, we have 27% of the tokens being unlocked in 2 weeks. So maybe that's something to look for if you're thinking about buying this token, or even if you have been DCAing into this token. Maybe you might want to take your profit before some of the 22% of the market cap takes their tokens. But it's only 12 million tokens, but that's a pretty nice amount when there's only 56 million in supply right now. So there's a risk versus reward factor there. Also keep in mind, this doesn't mean that everybody is going to sell their tokens. A lot of people are knowing that we're going into what looks to be like a very nice bull market, and they're not going to sell right away. So I would just, be patient. I'm watching GameSwift right now before I pick up some more, and we'll see what happens around 2 days before Christmas for GameSwift. But what is GameSwift? When you come to GameSwift, it says welcome to the GameSwift DAO community. So one of the main reasons why I like GameSwift is because of this clip that I'm going to play you right here from the CEO.
We need to create the one-stop shop ecosystem, which is going to allow gamers to play blockchain games without blockchain know-how at all, without having to navigate across different chains, without even having to know on which chain the game is based on. Welcome to the GameSwift and the GameSwift platform.
So if you know me or you've been watching the channel for a while, or even if you don't know me, then you should know this. I don't like the way that everything in crypto is siloed. I don't like the way that everything is kind of segregated right now. You have to bridge tokens over. You have to play only games on Solana, or only play with NFTs on Solana, or only games on Ethereum and play with games on Ethereum. And now we have, 200,000 new game tokens coming in the market every day, and they each have their own platform. They each have their own thing going on. But I like what GameSwift is doing right here, is just putting all that putting all that second to the actual gaming experience. And I think that's what's needed for gaming in Web3 to actually take off. Keep it how it is in every single other game that I own. Make it so I don't care if these tokens can be transferred out and actually cashed out into real cash. Just make it part of the game and make it easy to do that when I want to do that. So I like what GameSwift is building with that. Also, they do have staking right now, so you can stake your GameSwift tokens. So I do like to invest into tokens that I can stake and make passive income, and just watch this investment go up. So to recap, GameSwift does have an unlock in 2 weeks. It is its own blockchain with its own gaming ecosystem. You can auto compound rewards in the staking, and it's trying to make it easier for Web3 gamers. So that's why I like GameSwift. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was Litlabs. So we had a very similar question about Litlabs. Now I don't have as much information about the token unlocks as I do on GameSwift, but the market cap of Litlabs right now is pretty low, 22 million tokens. Now, first thing I wanted to talk about with Litlabs is, of course, what is it? What is Litlabs? So it's going to be Lit. It's the Web 2.0 gaming publisher and studio. Litlabs games generate sustainable environments and new monetization models through Lit adoption in our published games. And what's interesting about that is they kind of just got acquired by a different company. So this announcement right here says Lit tokens value multiplied after Litlabs and Elixir Games merge. So they actually merged together with Elixir Games. So what is Elixir Games? It says, we are creating universal economies driven by player ownership. We believe that true ownership of digital assets, verifiable scarcity, and integrated secondary markets are the future of games, disrupting gaming. So a lot of these tokens are claiming to disrupt gaming. A lot of them don't even have games yet. They don't have the proper partners yet. They only have money to start building in the ecosystem. Now, having money to start building is actually good, but I want to see gaming projects that actually have games out, that have good games going on, that are making actual revenue so that they can continue to build. Also, I like Litlabs because I do like playing this Cyber Titans game. Maybe I'll play it on a live stream or something one day. And it is integrating the Lit token. I can see it right there in the game. I can buy the token. I can use it like any other regular gem in, like, say, a mobile game, for example. I can buy more gems, and those gems are actual cryptocurrencies. And also, that's a big deal when we're talking about changing gaming to be more Web3. Also, the partnerships for Litlabs and the integrations for Litlabs are also pretty nice to see. They also do have staking available for Lit right now, and it's 20% reward passive income for staking your Lit tokens. So game's gonna be built on Lit. Game's gonna be built on GameSwift. The difference with GameSwift is they actually have a launch pad, and they actually have, like, a GameSwift you can actually swap for the token right there. So yeah, Litlabs. There's not too much to why I like the token. It has good games, it is building, it has money to build, and it has a hype factor moving into this next bull market. So we will be keeping an eye on Litlabs, and it will be a very small allocation. It's not one of the big three. Now we have our big four. So the big four are Track, DAG, Luxo, and Ocean Protocol. So those are the big four. Other than those, we're just doing small allocations of these other tokens. So how do we find these other tokens? Now, these are the tokens that are doing 100x. We're seeing people, someone actually put in $84 and made $1.4 million recently in a couple of months. One of the easiest ways to find cryptocurrencies and to find the best coins is to pick an ecosystem. We have different ecosystems in crypto. You got Solana ecosystem, you got the Near ecosystem, you got Ethereum ecosystem, you got Arbitrum, you got all these different blockchains, and they all have different tokens, they all have different dApps, different games built on top of them. Now find yourself an ecosystem and just play in that ecosystem. That's kind of the easiest way. That narrows it down a lot. There are 20,000 cryptocurrencies currently available right now, and probably triple that. So to narrow it down, just pick an ecosystem that you think has a lot of hype. And one of the new ecosystems coming up is the Luxo ecosystem, so I'll be going hard on that coming soon. But you can come here to dapradar.com. Dapradar.com lets you know what everybody's doing, right? So one of the things that I like to say is ignore the noise. We don't want to hear what everybody's saying. People will tell you they invested $1 million in that. They'll tell you they made money on that, but you don't really know what everybody's doing. So you got to look at the on-chain data. And right here, DappRadar is giving some of that on-chain data. So I can click right here. I can go to chains, and I can see the top chains that people are using right now. So BNB has a lot of volume on BNB. We got Ethereum, Polygon, Tron. A lot of people are using Tron, which is surprising to a lot of people. EOS, actually, when I did a Avalanche, Phantom. So this is one way you can figure out which chain a lot of people are using. But one of the things that I like to do is I like to come to the rankings, and then I like to look at the percentage volume on the daily, and then this will let me know like what everybody's getting into. So I ignore all these first ones because these are usually like, you know, they went from 0 to having people use it. So you can take a look at some of those, but you can see volume is picking up in these coins right here, and I can come over here and look at it and say, okay, 4,000% volume picking up on ArbSwap. What's the balance? $15? No. We got OKK right there. What's the balance? 5 million. Okay, what's that token? What are they doing over here? It says, okay, the only DeFi app you'll ever need to trade, borrow, and lend. This might be something that I want to look into. People are into it, and it barely just dropped, and the volume is pretty high. The balance is pretty high. There's only been 5 transactions, so that's also something that I probably won't like, so I'll come back down. So why is there only 5 transactions? I don't care about 5 transactions. So let's see where we at right here. We got, let's say, ClimaDAO. A lot of people using Clima in the last couple of days. That's nice to see. We got BetSwap. A lot of people using BetSwap. So you can come through here and look at those and try to find yourself some tokens right there. You can narrow between gaming, gambling, collectibles, marketplaces. You can narrow it down all you want. Also, we got this right here, which is called Corn. We have this website right here called Cryptorank.com, similar to CoinMarketCap.com, but it gives you a little bit more information from the investor side. We can see the funding rounds. We can click right here and look at the funding that these tokens are going into, and we can see which tokens raised. Like, you probably want to know what Swan Bitcoin is, because they raised $165 million, which is crazy. What is Swan Bitcoin? I'm actually looking into that myself. When you come down here, you can see which cryptos are earning. Is it a seed round? It is a private round? Is it a strategic round? And then importantly too is who's investing in it. So you have Animoca Brands, which always is, you know, investing into some 100x coins. You got Elixir right here. They invested into Cyber Titan's Lit token. You got Theta token right here, and then you can also look in what we talked about earlier. You can also check the token unlocks, exchanges, upcoming IDOs if you're not from the United States and you want to get into some ICOs. So there's a bunch of information on cryptocurrencies on these websites. And when we say do your own research, this is why, right? By the time it gets to a YouTube channel, you want that YouTube channel to be pumping your bags. You don't want to be the liquidity that other people get to sell on top of. This is why we wanted to start collecting in the bear market if we're going to do a DCA strategy. So let me know if this video helps some of you guys out. If you guys would like to get into my Telegram group right now, it is free. I normally don't charge for my Telegram group unless we're in the bull market, just to keep the scammers at bay. There'll be like a small $5 fee or something like that. But right now you can get in for free. Let me know if you need that link. Y'all think positive and positive things will happen. RIP to crypto roots, and remember, never finish a negative statement about currency. Until next time, peace.